Hey guys, so in the previous videos, we created a brand new Alexa skill. We created one intent there. We created the backend C# application, and we also hosted it on Azure. If you have missed those videos, I would really recommend go back and check those videos out to proceed here. In this video, what we'll do is we'll actually add some intelligence to this processing method. Currently, it just says, hello, this works. We will make it say something else. For the starters, what we will do is when Alexa is sending me a launch request, I will greet the user. Hello, I'm your birthday tracker. So to do that, what we'll have to do is we'll have to create a switch case here. And the switch will be based on input.request.type. Here, input.request.type actually gives you the type of request that is coming. So now we need to know the request type that comes when user is launching the application or skill for the first time. That, if you remember, it was the last section of the JSON request. As you can see, the type here is launch request. So we'll copy this, bring it here and paste it here. So if the type is launch request, instead of saying, hello, this works, so I will make the response a little bit more interactive and say, hello, welcome to birthday tracker. I can help you tracking birthdays. So a little bit better. So if it is launch request, user is coming first time, this is what they will listen as a response. So now let's run this locally again. So now let me try to test it again. I will put in the same request like last time. This time what I will do is I will put a breakpoint here just to see what is happening and hit the execute button. So now I hit the breakpoint here. And now if you hover over this input, you will see whatever JSON we had, it has been converted into this object. And inside this, we have this request body. And inside that, we have this launch request. So since that is coming correctly, my switch case will also work correctly. And this is the output that will go out. If we head back here, we will see the response has been correctly sent. And it says, hello, welcome to birthday tracker. I will not go ahead and publish this again, because we'll make some more progress, and then finally by the end of this video we will publish it and check how it's going. The next thing that I wanted to cover here was that intent request, right? So we have not tested that yet with the backend. So for that, what you will have to do is we'll have to know what is the type of that intent request. So I will go back to the Alexa testing environment, and here I will say, when is the next birthday? If you do that, of course it says hello, it works because the Azure deployed code only says that. But if you see here, the type of that request in this case is an intent request, and it is also passing the intent to us, which intent was mapped against this particular language which I used here. When is the next birthday? It got mapped to this next birthday intent successfully. So based on this, I will build my response. So the type of request is intent request. I will copy this and make another case here, intent request, and I will do something about this. To capture intent request, what we will have to do is we will have to cast this request object that we have to an intent request object type. So for that, what I will do is I will create an intent request type object, which is again inside alexa.net library, and I will say intent equal to input.request, and I will cast it to intent request. So now this intent is holding our intent request which we just got. Next, what we will do is we will have to know the name of that intent, right? So another switch case to handle that, because we might have more than one intents by the end of this project. Here, what we will do is intent dot. Now intent has a property called intent, or let me call this intent request so that we are not confused. And I will call this intent request 2. So intent request dot intent dot name will store that particular property. If you see within the request, you have an intent, and inside intent there is a name. There we are getting this particular name of that intent. So we will copy this name from here, and we will say the switch is on that, but I need to check for this case. If the intent name is next birthday intent, then I will say something to the user, right? So here, what I will do is I will copy this output statement, paste it here. So here I need to say something different, right? If it is next birthday, we'll have to actually give the birthday of that person. That piece of code is not yet ready. So what we will do is we'll say the next birthday is of John on 22nd December 2021. So we are hard coding everything here for now, just to test that we can handle these intent requests or not. So one thing you need to remember when you are interacting with the skill, until and unless user wants to get out of that skill, you want to continue that session. For that to happen, you need to set a property in the output object. So what we will do here, after this intent, I want the session to continue. So I will say response output dot response dot should end session equal to false. I should do the same thing here as well when I'm just starting. I don't want the skill to end immediately after starting. Along with this, we also spoke about another intent sometime back, and that intent is when Alexa cannot map our user's voice to any of the intents that we have defined. That is called the fallback intent. Copy paste this here, and we will say instead of failing miserably, let's tell something to the user. So here we will say, sorry, can you repeat that? So at this point, let us deploy this to Azure again and see how it behaves. So we are back to the skill tester and let's test it here. So we will type start birthday tracker.
Hello, welcome to Birthday Tracker. I can help you tracking birthdays.
Okay, so that is expected. That's the change that we did. Now we will say, when is the next birthday?
The next birthday is of John on 22nd of December 2021.
That's great. So now our intent was also handled correctly by our backend service. Now the third change that we did was the fallback intent. So for that, let me speak something. I want to go to moon.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So it couldn't find what I'm saying. So it sent me an intent request with the name as fallback intent. And we responded saying that, sorry, can you repeat that? And that is what Alexa spoke just now. So in this part, we covered how to actually handle intents, and we actually handled a couple of intents. However, for now, we have hard-coded some response in the intent. In the next part, we'll actually store some birthdays in memory, and we'll see how we can use that and send it back to Alexa to inform the user. So let's cover that in the next video.